Hey, pronto. My name is Inna. I am an artist and film director. It's been almost 2 years since I moved to the Renaissance art capital of Italy, Florence. I fell in love with a country and with one man. For now, I collaborate with Italian galleries, do my solo exhibitions, digital art shows, participate in art auctions, and also I do film projects. Yeah, after 2 years I have an active art life in Florence with contacts and good requests for art projects. Sometimes I hear from people, I saw your art, I read about you. But guys, this story is about investing daily effort some years without any result, but with emotional crisis. Painting is not about have fun with a muse. It's like a stock market. Was it easy? Spoiler. Oh, guys, no. And we are going to talk with you about all the secrets. I want it, I got it.
Buongiorno e доброе утро for everyone. I hope you took your glass of Prosecco or cup of espresso.
And now we can begin our discussion about art, film, media industry, Italy and Italians. Now it's 12 o'clock, but we are not oversleeping. We just aristocratic. And go!
So today I decided to do a last step of this painting in a park. Last step is glazing. So it's almost finished. And while this video wasn't edited, I would like to tell you I did in the first day of this year, I did a really wonderful exhibition with my digital installation, the Dream Heroes, nearby Santa Maria Novella. It was our project with the gallery and with agency Real Media. So this year we started with my digital art, all walls and also ceiling was with my animated works, and it was really amazing. So, but I'm going next, and I have to tell you, it's after almost 2 years, and after my last exhibition, I got really a lot of invitations. It's what I wanted, invitations to art gallery with my paintings. And I have to tell you an exciting news for me because I worked for this a lot. Soon I will sign a contract with art gallery for my oil painting. I really like their way of proposing art, and I think we really match with each other because it's important that artist and art gallery have the same art way, art direction.
Process of successful proposing of an artist is not one vernissage, not 1 month exhibition. It's a long way, around 1 year. Important thing which I get after living all this time in Italy is everything coming with a long delay. At first, at the beginning, I have to just give to the industry and don't expect immediate results.
Now we are in a step of organizing, let me say pre-production. I'm finishing my last works. It's also David will be there. But I have to tell you, after all of this experience, this is just the beginning. First, it's connections. Connections is really important because especially in Italy and in art industry. For example, I started this year so productively. I try to put everyday meetings with different persons with whom we can cooperate. So first of all is communications. Communications with art industry, with galleries, with agencies, with everyone. Go to parties. Also, this is one of my favorite parts, except of course oil painting and creative process. But yeah, I really love it. I really love art parties. For example, if you are in Florence, during PTOMO we have a lot of parties for people from art industry, fashion industry, where you can do really important communications and connections with people with whom you can do a project in the future. Parties, all art communications is really, really, really important, because without this, without proposing, without marketing, also offline marketing, even if you have incredible art, in our material world is impossible. So it's first, of course, strong education, strong experience behind you, strong art, your personal art style, but also proposing communications, proposing offline and proposing online.
Portfolio, you, talent, and connections, and education for sure. How do I start in any industry, in any country? In gallery business, first important rule, you have to do a research of all places where you would like to be. For example, if you're an artist, you have to do a research of galleries around you, in a city where you are, or in a city where you would like to be. And important, galleries which you think will fit you. At the beginning in Italy, and still for now, I'm just sending my resume to people with whom I would like to work, to places with whom I would like to cooperate, have partnership, or do a collaborations. Of course I do. For example, I see a nice project, I'm just, hey guys, I'm here. Would you like to do something with me? This is my work.
Every day you have to work as an artist, you have to work with your art and also with proposing. It's sending your resume and talking with people.
You put all your efforts and sometimes you don't get answer. This is your personal payment for artist life and living in artist scaphandre. About our expectation to ourselves when we move or when we change specialty. In this moment, we completely forget about what we did before. So before we were studying at school, at university, we were working as interns. I did really big projects with really big crew and with really good payment. And when I'm moving to a country and I expect the same level from this country, like, hello, I'm here. We have to take our experience and start everything from the beginning.
You have to work really a lot. And that's not easy to accept. But before when you will get something, some results, you have to work. Give to industry, to people, and then after some years you will get some results. Also, I was talking a lot about this with directors of museums in Florence and galleries, owners of galleries in Florence. When we are talking about artist way, they say about me, for example, in my personal case, but that 2 years it's not a lot when you will get first invitations to gallery, exhibitions, publicity, really important and big projects. I'm talking about 2 years, because almost 2 years I'm living in Florence and in new country, and this is a really big effort to move and start everything from scratch. Start all your career and all communications, because base which I had, I left it in Russia and started everything here.
In my case, galleries came to me. It happened after exhibition at the Savoy Hotel, and also Savoy Hotel came to me because they saw my works at the full magazine. It's like step by step. I organized my first exhibition, my solo exhibition, after my first academy in Italy. So I started one semester, almost 1 year, in a Russian academy in Italy, in Florence. When I decided to change academy and started to study in Italian academy here, and I did my first exhibition after 8 months in Italy.
I found a space where I can show my art. I talked with an owner of this space and we decided to organize my exhibition. In that moment, I already had some works. It was around 15, I think. That place, of course, we had a marketing manager, and together we invited press. We invited people from art industry to introduce first time in Florence my art. Don't be shy to text to people, and this is a really good opportunity for proposing your career to do communications during art event, and your personal, especially your personal vernissage, because all attention is to your person. In each my vernissage is like around 100 people, and I try to be with them, but it's like couple of minutes with this company, couple of minutes with our company, and I'm like jumping between people, but it's really exciting, and it's really a good opportunity for communication with press, with people, and with art society.
And this is actually important to show people personally your works, because people would like to buy, would like to do some actions after personal connection with you and with your art. We would like to see personally, we would like to touch energy of your art. Okay. After first exhibition, I got attention in public world, in Florentine art world. So for me, exhibitions and all of these public events really important to propose my career, to have connections with people and get new projects. More articles, more people know about you. This is really pleasant. Of course, I don't pay. I never paid for articles. I never paid for exhibitions. The general manager of the Savoy Hotel, we saw some of my works and full magazine. Just texted me in Instagram, like, Inna, let's do a project together.
We talk with Savoy Hotel how we can organize our project, our art exhibition. Of course, we care about all proposing stuff. This time, I didn't care about organizing, about proposing. I did just my art part.
We decided to do exhibition of my digital art and oil paintings. They gave me exactly what I wanted: freedom to do what I want, of course, in my way, in my art part, and we were caring about our stuff, about proposing, about press communication. Of course, I sent in some invitations to galleries, to press whom I already know, and this is how professional world is working. For example, I didn't do a setup of the exhibition. I did just my part. So, and our 15 people did a setup of the exhibition. They just asked some time. You think this place is correct? I'm just a bit lower, and everything was working as a clock. This what I really want to see in Italy.
Then after exhibition, of course, exhibition is really good opportunity for a communication, because people coming for you to see you, and your art becoming visible.
Place, audience and gallery. Place where you will show your art, and audience who comes to this place is really important. Place should match with your art and with artist. You have to follow the same direction, the same vision.
So this is everything step by step. You do one exhibition, press, audience, art society, see your art, invite you for next project. Then you do next step, our audience coming, and it's like it should be bigger and bigger space, bigger art, and bigger audience. After Savoy, gallerists, a lot of gallerists came to me. They were interested. I got invitations to galleries, and now, for example, I have a choice between galleries where I would like to show my art.
Gallery, of course, is a task for each artist, and I got invitations to different galleries after my second exhibition in Italy. Maybe not second, if solo exhibition, after second solo exhibition, because I also had exhibition at the university, but it's our kind, academic exhibitions and your solo exhibition. Of course, I had the exhibition also with academies, and for example in Accademia di Belle Arti next to David of Michelangelo. So there is 2 minutes from David of Michelangelo, and this is exactly that academy, and I had an exhibition there. But I mean other kind of exhibitions where you show your art in your solo way. And of course, before your solo exhibition, you should have your own style and your own works except of academic works. Why? Because with your own works you show exactly your way, your direction, your style, your art style. With academic works it's impossible, because they are just for skills. Yes, I did also academic works in my own way. After learning how to paint face, how to paint all muscles, body, hands, feet, eyes, everything, background, landscape, still life. After all of this, you can find your own style, what you would like, your vision of art, and also your element. For example, my personal element is a bubble. And I would like to talk also about the difference between exhibition at the university, at the art academy, and your solo exhibition. When we are learning and when we are studying cinematography or studying art, we always use references. For example, we do a copy of classical masters, copy of Renaissance masters. All of this classic stuff we discover at university. And exhibition at the university, this is work with the base. When you are full of information, emotions, experience. Just then you can give something to people. Just when you are full, you can create your own style. You can see your own way.
Second one is a really strong personal portfolio. It's at least 20 works with your personal art style, not just academic, because academic is absolutely different kind of art. In academy we study proportions, anatomy, and our focus not in us on a base which you have to use when you will looking for your own art style.
How to enter into the art industry? In any country, in any place in the world, I think the answer is the same. In my personal opinion, the answer is education, depth of your knowledge, huge experience behind your shoulders, talent and taste we will reach when we will put a library inside our minds. Is visiting exhibitions, painting, watching movies, traveling, talking with people, also connections, events. In my opinion, to be a gamer in art industry, media, fashion, cinematography, not important. To be a gamer in these industries, at first we have to find our own style, then create a collection of our works. In my opinion, if we are talking about artworks, could be around 15 works. So create a collection and create a portfolio with our artworks. And then when we have our list with 100 names, better 300 names. Portfolio. And this is the beginning. Someone for sure will answer. Someone for sure, maybe one from 100. But someone for sure will be interested in your art. Maybe no, and we have to continue.
Kiss.
This is my boyfriend Emilio. Who will cook dinner while I'm talking about art.
Are you sure it's in focus?
Yes, I check. Okay.
During all of this process you do 1000 mistakes, and for example, yes, we did these projects, but what is behind all of this? Behind, for example, I did 4 exhibition per year in first year, but I communicated and tried to organize, for example, 100 projects, more or less, but it's working like this. So you have to work and communicate really every day. Not every artist likes this, of course, in a dream world. And how do I like to do this and give this work to a gallery and what they care about all your career. But before this, you have to find a person and gallery who really will care for you and who really would like, where will be interested in to propose you. And before, when you will find this person, this is a really difficult task. As in the same, I think, level is to do a really good quality of art and to find a crew, your own crew, especially in a new country.
In our imagination, in our perfect world, we would sell everything. In the first vernissage day of our exhibition, in reality, we 1 year of proposing in a gallery, in the right gallery, with right gallerist, who will invite right people to the events of this gallery where presented your art. Who will organize these events, who will invite collectors, who will communicate with press all the time of your contract. Sometimes if you have already commercial name, you can sell from first event. This is really hard work, and we shouldn't forget about marketing. Marketing is really important. Proposing, doing events, invite right people to your vernissage, to events, showing for them art. Invite gallerists, collectors into their any working industry in your country. At first, we have this adrenaline hormone inside our blood, and we can build a mountain. With me, it was, I think, 6 months or maybe more, maybe 1 year. And then you realize that country as a partner, it has advantages and disadvantages. And then you have to choose, will you stay with your partner or no? In this period of your life, sometimes you spend a lot of forces for one deal, and in your own country you can spend like some seconds for this. Welcome to a new map where you have to download everything now, and better yesterday. That's why simple action takes really more time. Enter to a new industry, make new connection. It's really difficult. It's amazing experience. You growing much more faster. Your soul is growing, but it's not easy. At the beginning, you will start to looking for new projects, new job, new people, new friends, and that's not easy to find soulmate people. New connections. There, no one knows you, and where you don't know no one. Also, you will expect from yourself to learn and speak native language after some months, but it will not happen. Maybe, but you have to put all your efforts in this. So this is a kind of choice, or we develop our career or we speak native language. I chose first one, so I still don't speak Italian. I understand a bit of base, and of course part of relatives of my boyfriend, they don't speak English. It's just a common thing in the south of Italy. But if you decided to develop international career, in my opinion, better to speak in English. So, our morning was finished. And remember, we are not oversleeping, we just aristocratic. Thanks for your attention and follow this channel to know more about art industry. Ciao! I wanna be loved by you alone. Oh my gosh, this is my gesticulation. This came from my childhood. This came from Italy. This. So. Ой, я не помню, какой выбор.